Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 15 of Talking to Myself. My name is Dante Toro, and welcome back after 1 week off. Talk to Myself is back up and running. I am very sorry, everybody, for missing last week. If you have been keeping up with things, I think you'd understand why. The last few weeks have been probably the most mentally draining and exhausting and completely honest, the most rough last few weeks of my life. But we're on the other side of things. We're here. This is the very first episode of Talk to Myself, where I'm solo. I'm doing this full time. This channel, everything, I'm no longer with Stash Club and Clutch Points. And if there's anybody that has questions or is wondering, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean not with them anymore? I put out a video on this channel explaining my reasoning for why I left and everything. So I just want to put that out there that I've said everything I had to say. I'm not going to be using this podcast or other videos to continue talking about it. Everything that I said in my video of why I left Stash Club, that explains everything. If you want to check that out, you're more than welcome to after this. You don't have to check it out. Don't exit out of this to check it out. Watch this, check it out afterwards. But I want to thank everyone that has sent me, very kind words, whether it be comments, DMs, reaching out to me, whatever it may be. Again, the last few weeks have been pretty rough, and obviously with the decision I made, I was going to see both sides of things. There were a lot of people that were upset and people that were, happy for me and putting myself first. So I appreciate all the kind comments. I understand people being upset, and like I said in my apology video, I am truly sorry for anyone that I let down or upset, but I'm the happiest I've been, like right now. Like me doing what I'm doing, like doing this full time is something I've always wanted to do, and I'm happy. And so I'm happy with my decision of putting myself first. And yeah, we're going to keep this going. This podcast, we're going to go back to a weekly schedule. You're going to have daily content, whether it be wrestling or other stuff. Probably mostly wrestling, that is my bread and butter, but I will implement other things as well. So thank you guys for your constant support. I really appreciate the kindness, the love that was shown me over the last few weeks, and I hope I can make amazing content for you guys, because I want to grow this channel astronomically large. I want to, achieve things. I have a lot of goals, a lot of dreams that I want to get to, I want to accomplish, and it's step by step. Take it one day at a time. So here we are today, Monday, March 17th. John Cena is returning to Monday Night Raw. Where are they? Are they in Belgium? Hold on. Monday. It's not night. It's Monday afternoon Raw this week. So they are in, where the fuck is it? Hold on. 1 second, guys. Cody Rhodes and John Cena under one roof. Yeah. Where though? Where are we? Hold on. What, can I just get a location? Hold on. Sorry. This isn't going to be a wrestling podcast. Belgium. Brussels. I thought Belgium. I didn't want to give misinformation. So WWE is overseas for the next few weeks. They're in Belgium today. So it will be on Netflix at 3 p.m. So I want to live stream it. I'm hoping I can live stream it. Tony, my dog, just got neutered the other day. So he is a little bit all over the place. He's sleeping right now. He is on his drugs. He is knocked out and stuff. So hopefully, I'll be able to live stream and he'll be content. A few things. So this episode, also want to say, is basically just going to be I put a Q&A, I put a question answer thing on the YouTube community tab where I just wanted you guys to ask questions. I really don't have a rundown this week. Kind of just wanted to cover, everything that's happened the last few weeks, talk about the future of this channel a little bit, and then get into the questions, where the future of this channel really isn't much of a big topic. I kind of explained to you it's going to be daily wrestling content. But I do want you guys to let me know, like, what you want to see from me. Like, I know I mentioned wrestling content and stuff, but, like, specifically, because I want to do, obviously, the Sporkle games is a staple on this channel at this point. Jeopardy, Wrestle Trivia, hosted by Kevin J. Callis, that has become regular on this. Videos with Taylor, all things that I love and will continue to do. Admittedly, I was supposed to film I'm going to start a My Career series in WWE 2K. I'm going to be making a lot of video game content as well, and that's why I want you guys to tell me, like, what video games you want to see and blah, blah, blah. But I was gonna film, instead of doing this right now, I'm doing this in place of it. I was gonna film video games, but stupid me. I do have a capture card, but I guess it's not the right one to connect my Xbox and laptop and make it all work for all my OBS technical people out there. So that's coming in tomorrow. So I'll film the video games tomorrow, and hopefully I'll have the very first episode of the My Career series out tomorrow. That's what I'm hoping for. If not, it'll come out on Wednesday, the latest. That'll come out in the next few days anyways. But let me know like what you want to see from me. I want to do different things, right? Like I'm here now. This is my channel. I can do anything I want. So I want to do like those quiz style videos, the trivia stuff that people can play along with, but I want to do video games. I want to do other things people enjoy, more live streams. I want to do actual legit like gaming live streams and shit. I have a lot of really cool ideas I'd love to do. If you know me, I hate horror games. I hate anything horror, movies, games, whatever. I love the idea of live streaming horror games because I feel like that would be really funny. Taylor even mentioned that she can be in and on it to like watch and shit. So that could be fun. But yeah, I mean, if I showed you my notes, it's just an endless list of different ideas that just come to my mind at random parts of the day. I'm always thinking of different content I can make, but it is important for me to, ask you guys what you want to see, and I'm putting stuff out there that you will enjoy. So please let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions, ideas, anything you would like to see me do. I'd love to get your feedback. And yeah, that's kind of the state of the channel. Just kind of wanted to brush on that really quick, only a few minutes, and I didn't want to take up too much time. Again, if you have any questions, concerns about Stash Club or anything, you can check out my video why I left Stash Club Wrestling after this, so you can get the answers there. But okay, so like I said, this video is really just going to be a lot of comments, questions that I'm answering. The comments of the week, not sponsored by Chipotle. I'm going to say that until we are sponsored by Chipotle. Chipotle, believe me, now that I have a lot of free time, I'm going to be working my ass off to get you to sponsor this podcast, this channel, me. Give me a card. Give me one of those cards that I can just go in and get what I want. Trust me, you're not going to lose money. You're going to make a shit ton because I'm going to be the best sponsor you've ever had. Okay, so I have a good amount of questions, honestly. I think I have, like, honestly, upwards of 20. So we have a good amount. I'm going to get through all of them, a bunch of different ones. So I say we jump into it. Hi Dante, what did you go to college for and what was your first job after college? Now that you're doing YouTube and wrestling content, do you think college was a waste of time? Do I think college was a waste of time? Okay, okay, let me break this down one by one. So I appreciate the comment, Joe Schmomley. Joe Schmo. I appreciate it. I went to college for journalism. I went to Quinnipiac University. Growing up, I've always loved writing. I had like a sports blog. I'd always like write in notebooks. My papa would always buy me like journals, and I would just write in them. Whether it was just like my daily thoughts or just writing in general. When I was getting into wrestling, I might have one somewhere, but I used to have notebooks filled with, I would just go to Wikipedia pages or like the WWE.com website and look up like the results and stuff and just copy everything word for word into a notebook, do fantasy bookings and shit. So I've always loved writing. So journalism, Quinnipiac had a great journalism program, so that's what I went for. First job after college, this one, I graduated in 2020, so it was a little different for me. My first job that I got was a landscaping job. Had nothing to do with my career, I just needed a job. But my first legit, like, I guess, not like office job, I sold insurance. I sold life insurance. It didn't last too long, and then I went into Lumberland. So it took me a little bit to kind of get into the field that I wanted to be in. Like Lumberland, I didn't go to Lumberland for journalism. I wasn't writing for them, but it at least was in the ballpark. Landscaping and insurance was not for me, so that's why I didn't last there too long. Now that you're doing YouTube and restaurant, do you think college was a waste of time? Okay, short answer, no. I do not think college was a waste of time, even though I would say like what I'm doing now has what I learned in college, like journalism wise, I don't apply to what I'm doing now. I'm video content, and going back, if I could go back, I probably would change my major, like knowing what I know now. Obviously, hindsight's 2020. If I knew I was going to be doing YouTube stuff and content creating and working with cameras and capture cards for OBS and shit, like I probably would have put more of a focus on that. But but I didn't do that, but I still don't regret college, and I don't think it was a waste of time, even though I went for something that I don't apply right now technically. And people can look at college as a waste of time because you don't get as much as you want out of it. You went for the wrong career thing, or it's just so fucking expensive, and that's justified. Like not going to college because it's expensive. I don't think college was a waste of time because one, it was arguably four of the greatest years of my life. I met my lifelong friends, people that are insanely close to me, I'm close with, and will always remain close with. And I used that time to figure out who I was. I learned a lot in college, I matured a lot, I experienced a lot. I met some great people, lost some great people, and I am who I am today because of my college experiences. So, no, I don't think college was a waste of time, but at the same time, it's like it's an investment. So my best advice is if you are going to go into college and stuff, like make sure, and it's tough because you're 18 going into college. Like what you want to do at 18 is so much different than what you might want to do at 26. And I'm the biggest example of that. Just don't look at it like it's a waste of time. Just try to get as much as you can out of it. And I say like go in there thinking about what you want and achieve and tackling that. Like if there's something you really want to learn, whatever, like go at it head on. And if you're down the line, you don't end up doing anything with it, that's okay. That's okay. You still have a skill that you can apply somewhere and you can always still learn. Like I didn't go to school for YouTube and content creating, videography, nothing like that. And I'm still learning every single day. And even if I did go for videography, I would still be learning. So you're always learning. I know this is a long-winded answer. I apologize. It's been 2 weeks since we've done this, so I have a lot, I want to talk and shit and kind of, talk about these things. So I would say college is not a waste of time, but just make the most out of it. Get everything you can out of it, whether it be in the classroom or not. I think college was a very important 4 years for me. We know you play the WWE 2K series, but do you have any other games you regularly play? Favorite game of all time? Yes, I actually haven't played WWE 2K at all yet. I've been waiting for, me to play on, this channel and stuff like that. I've been waiting to record. I don't want to open the game up or like do nothing yet. I want to do it all, while filming and everything, so I get my reactions and stuff. But me and my friends usually play NBA 2K, the new PGA golf game. 2K has been really fun. Fortnite. Fortnite used to be my number one game. Right now, it's kind of taken a back seat to those games that I mentioned. But me and my friends do jump back in from time to time. And then, favorite game of all time. That's a good one. I think at the top of my head, I think of Lego Star Wars. Just the all six of them, the first six of them. I've probably played Lego Star Wars 10, 20, 30 times. I've never watched each movie in full. I do want to get to Star Wars at some point and watch all of them, but I do know a lot of what happens because of Lego Star Wars, and I feel like I've pushed off watching it because I'm just like, oh, I already know what happens. I played Lego Star Wars a million times. Me talking about it makes me want to, like, I talked about live streaming earlier and just like playing games. I might just live stream me playing Lego Star Wars and just completing the game. Like that sounds so fun to me. If that's something you guys would like to see me like do, like Lego Star Wars or other games, let me know. I think that would be such a fun time. Will you be doing a wrestling podcast on this channel in addition to talking to myself? Will talking to myself become more wrestling talk or no wrestling podcast at all? I'm very happy you asked this question. Rye Guy Cheese. So right now, I'm not going to start a wrestling podcast yet. I do want to get back into, or I say get back into, like I've been out of it for a while, but I do want to have a wrestling podcast, a show or something where I can talk about weekly wrestling stuff and give my opinions, because I know that's something that people value. People want to hear that stuff, and people subscribe to me because, I cover wrestling and shit. So I feel like that would be like a good thing to add. Right now, my thinking, and I'm doing this now. I'm going to put this out early so I can kind of get some responses before I potentially jump into it. I'm thinking about doing like a Raw and SmackDown review, maybe NXT, depending, where I just break down what happened on the show, like the day after. So Monday, today, March 17th, tomorrow morning, if I do that, you'll see a Monday Night Raw review where I just talk for like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes about the episode. I was thinking about doing stuff like that. If I do that, that would cause, I'd double up on some days for content. I'd be putting out a lot more content than not that I'd hope or would want to. It's not that I don't want to put out a lot of content, but it would be extra videos each week that I don't mind doing. But I don't know if people would prefer that or just a plain regular podcast. So again, thank you for asking this, because I want to leave that up to you guys. If you want me to make another wrestling podcast where I just talk about wrestling shit throughout the week, I could put it out on like a Saturday or Monday or whatever. Absolutely, I would love to do that. But if you like the idea of just the small review videos, I'm cool at doing that too. So kind of leaving that up in the air. I'm also still getting my feet wet and, getting myself situated with scheduling and making sure I get videos out every day and, balancing things out so I don't drive myself nuts. So I want to kind of get comfortable before adding something like that in, but definitely something I want to do and something that I definitely plan on, doing something wrestling related, talking about the weekly episodes. Hi Dante, what 3 people, either past or present, would you like to have dinner with and why? Looking forward to more content. I appreciate the comment. I appreciate those kind words. What 3 people, either past or present? Admittedly, this question is like, I don't know, I feel like this question always comes around, like pops up on like Twitter and social media a lot. Whenever I see it, I do think about this. All my people that I'm picking are past. None of the people that I'm about to pick are alive. I'm going to go James Gandolfini. Don't recognize that name. Tony Soprano. James Gandolfini played Tony Soprano, passed away in 2011 or something like that. Absolute icon. Anthony Bourdain, I would fucking love to sit down, drink some drinks, eat some food, and just have a life conversation with that guy. I feel like that guy just could have been spitting knowledge, and I could have learned so much from him. And then Robin Williams. I loved Robin Williams. Good Will Hunting's my favorite movie of all time. That movie, I think, will always be my favorite movie of all time. And I feel like he's someone, too, just having a conversation about life and just kind of getting his perspective on things. And, obviously, I don't want to get into how his life ended, but he was on the outside just such a happy guy, loved making people laugh. And obviously, one thing led to another. And, that didn't seem the case for him on the inside. But I would love to just talk about life with him and just, pick his brain on different things. And I feel like that combination of Anthony Bourdain, Robin Williams, and James Gandolfini is it's an interesting mix, but I feel like there's a lot to learn and a lot of knowledge to get from those 3. So I would pick those 3, but that's a tough question. I feel like that's always you can always mix around people and replace someone with someone else. What's your favorite wrestling event and concert you've attended? My favorite wrestling event, admittedly, was WrestleMania 40. I mean, I know it might be recency bias, but I don't think so. I don't know if I'll go to an event that tops WrestleMania 40, just between the atmosphere, it being my first WrestleMania, being there both nights, and the closing to WrestleMania 40 with Cena, Undertaker, The Rock. I mean, it was Seth Rollins, The Shield, Cody Rhodes winning. It was a weekend that I'll never forget, and I don't know if I'll ever go to a wrestling event better than that. Favorite concert I've attended? Now that's... I'm between 2, I think. I'm between 2. I always say J. Cole's 2014 Forest Hills Drive, when he was it was YG, Jeremiah, and Big Sean opened up for him. That was like a fucking festival on its own. Remember, me, 3 of my best friends in college went, and I think it went YG, then Jeremiah, then Big Sean was on, and then J. Cole. The show started at 5, 6 o'clock and didn't end until after 12. It was awesome. We were in the parking lot for 3 hours afterwards because there were just so many people there, and getting out of Xfinity Center was just brutal. But the other one I'd say maybe is in contention for it is Justin Timberlake, Jay-Z at Fenway. I think it was 2013. I was going into sophomore year of high school. I went with my 2 cousins. That was my very first concert, and Justin Timberlake and Jay-Z. Can't go wrong with them. If you had to choose between only being able to watch WWE shows or NBA games, including all highlights, for the rest of your life, which one are you choosing? Wow, Caitlin, that is a fucking tough question. I kind of breezed over some of these questions before I screenshotted them, but I I kind of like saw what it was about, but I didn't read fully into it. I mean, that's just, I mean, come on. What am I, this is a tough one. I mean, I'd be miserable if I could never watch the Boston Celtics again. I mean, that's my baby right there, the Boston Celtics. But, I mean, there's a lot of WWE. A lot of WWE. I'm assuming just WWE or just wrestling in general. I'm going to say, including highlights. Okay, I guess... oh man, I'm gonna go WWE, I guess, just because I feel like there's more to watch, and that's what I do for a living. So I feel like that would be very beneficial for me to continue watching WWE stuff. I feel like if I stopped watching or I wasn't able to watch WWE, this channel would not be as successful as I want it to be. But I'd say WWE, but slightly. I mean, you're saying watch. I can still listen to podcasts and stuff, so I can still get my Celtics fix in the podcast form or radio, I guess. But that's a tough question. I actually really had to think about that, but I guess I'll go WWE. Big fan of your Letterboxd. Can you do more movie reviews on the channel? Yes, I can. My Letterboxd will be in the description. I think it's dtoro11. I actually forget my username. But yeah, that is something I've wanted to do. I watch movies and do reviews based on, if it's a good movie, bad movie, if I feel like it's worth talking about. The last few weeks, I haven't had much time to watch many movies. So hopefully I can, start watching a few more, put those movie reviews out there, because I feel like it would be cool to kind of put out a few minute long video. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, like 5 minutes reviewing a movie, throwing it out there and yeah, seeing how it does. So yeah, follow me on Letterboxd if you have that. And yeah, hopefully we'll be doing more movie reviews or just any movie reviews in general moving forward. Short or long hair? I prefer having shorter hair than long hair. Having long hair is very hard to maintain. My hair is growing out a little bit more now. I will admit, a lot of it is because I've been lazy and I don't want to spend money on a haircut, so I've been pushing it off, but it is easier to maintain short hair. And I had my phase of having really long hair, so I don't know if I'm going to go back to that. We know Jeff Hardy is your favorite wrestler, but who is your most hated wrestler? That's a good question. Who is my most hated wrestler? Okay, I'll be honest with you, I had to pause for a second and actually think about this because I don't know, like, I can think of, like, okay, so what I'm going to say, my most hated wrestler was CM Punk from 2009 till probably like 2011. After he sent Jeff Hardy packing, they had the loser leaves WWE match. CM Punk kicked him out of WWE, showed up next week with his face paint. I don't know if there was any wrestler at any point in time they hated more than CM Punk during that time period. So I don't hate him now, and I said till 2011 because when he did the pipe bomb and started, changing up his gimmick and, wasn't we were removed from the Jeff Hardy leaving WWE aspect. I love CM Punk and he is one of my favorites now. But I would say like most hated like at any point in time was CM Punk after he kicked Jeff Hardy out of WWE. So I guess that would be my answer. When are we going to get a Dante versus Taylor game of Wrestling Jeopardy? Listen, Kevin, that would be a lot of fun. I think that would be a lot of fun. I don't know. We'd have to find one that would be suited for Taylor. We'll talk about that, Kevin. Maybe we can find one that we could have her do, but hopefully we can have her playing along with some Jeopardy games in the future. Would you be interested in like reacting, reviewing old school matches? You mentioned wanting to check out some Terry Funk and would be cool to hear your first impressions. I would want nothing more than to do watch-alongs and stuff like that, old matches I haven't seen, reacting to them, but YouTube, copyright, can't do that here. I think Patreon, if I did a Patreon, I'm able to do that stuff behind the paywall. I can play those videos and stuff. That's something where I wouldn't do a Patreon unless I knew it would be worth it and people would sign up and stuff and people would be interested in this. Do not get me wrong. I would fucking love that. That would probably be my most fun thing to do, is just doing watch-alongs and stuff like that. I just don't know if it's worth doing. So that's another thing, I guess, where if you're still watching, let me know if that's something you'd like to see, because I have no issue doing it. I just don't want to do it if it's not going to be worth the time, that's all. Who from the current NXT roster can you see becoming a future world champion? Also, which wrestler who hasn't been given a push yet but you think will one day be a world champ? Current NXT roster, I'm going Javon Evans. that kid, I say kid because he's a few years younger than me, and it's crazy. I watch him wrestle, and I'm just like, it's unbelievable how young he is. He has an unbelievable future ahead of him. I think it is, without a doubt, just it's written in the stars. He's going to be a future world champion one day. I think he should win the NXT North American Championship soon. I'd love to see him win the NXT Championship at some point. Him beating Obafemi would be an incredible moment. I would love to see him get called up one day and competing for world championships. I think he definitely can and will become a world champion one day. I'm a huge fan of Javon Evans. And then who hasn't been given a push yet, but you think will one day be a world champ. Honestly, does Carmelo Hayes count for this? Because I know he has kind of been like, he's been called up and he's been featured in big matches, bigger stories and stuff, but he hasn't been given that actual push yet, like that Braun Breaker push, I would say. And he will. It will, and he will be a world champ one day. So Carmelo Hayes would be my answer there. All right, a few more here. We have, do you see the prices of WrestleMania tickets and think they're justifiable? I live 2 hours away from Vegas and I have the funds to go. I just don't know if it's worth it. Would you go if you were in my shoes? I think that's all dependent on if you've experienced a WrestleMania before, or I get financially, if you're able to afford it, then you're able to afford it. But if it's something where you can't afford it, but it's going to set you back a little bit, maybe not. So you know what? Being there, the atmosphere is insane, but sometimes, and I say this for any sporting event, there's no better place to watch it than the comfort of your own home on your own couch. It is. You don't have to worry about paying $15 for a beer or $15 for a hot dog. You can just go to your fridge, grab a beer that you bought at the liquor store for $6 earlier in the day, maybe order some McDonald's, who knows, whatever you want to do. I do think it is worth it if you've never been before and you want to experience it and if you can afford it. But if it's something where it's I don't know if I can swing this, it's going to be hard to make the money back from it, then no. But to me, it sounds like you're able to do it and you're close enough. I'm not anyone to give financial advice or anything, but hey, if you can do it, I would. So I'd say go. Favorite rapper, also not a question, but love the content me and my dad enjoy watching. Oh, thank you, Fish Dude, and I appreciate Fish Dude and Fish Father. Favorite rapper, I got the J. Cole paintings up for a reason. It's J. Cole. J. Cole's my favorite rapper of all time. Mac Miller definitely is a second place though for me, but J. Cole probably will always be my favorite rapper. Last question, what's your favorite band and do you like rock music? I wouldn't say I dislike rock music. I only really listen to that type of music in the gym if I'm trying to, just get going and stuff. That's really the only place I listen to that music. I don't know if I'd say I have a favorite band. I mean, growing up, I listened to Pierce the Veil and Sleeping with Sirens and stuff like that, but I'm not a consistent band listener, I would say. I can see, is there any artists that I have saved that technically would be in a band? Yeah, I don't really have any bands saved as artists. I do wanna, my stepdad is now a part of a Foo Fighters tribute band where they're gonna go out, perform and stuff, cover songs and stuff. So I do wanna get into Foo Fighters more so I can go out and actually know the music and stuff. So favorite band, I guess, because I listened to them a lot growing up, Pierce the Veil. And I don't dislike rock music, I just don't listen to it a lot. But it is something I wouldn't mind getting more into. But all right, this was Talking to Myself, episode 15. We're about 35 minutes, so this is a longer one, but I'm happy I was able to put this out. Again, I apologize for missing last week's episode for not uploading. Had a lot of stuff going on, but we're back. We're better than ever. I'm excited to keep this going, weekly. I hate missing episodes and skipping weeks, but we're not going to be doing that anymore. I'm excited to see this channel grow, and I'm very happy that you guys are here, tagging along with me, following along. Without your support, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be able to do any of this. So thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoy any of the other content on this channel. I don't know what happened there. Please make sure to subscribe. If you're here on YouTube, put in the comments any questions, comments. If you want to be featured on Comment of the Week next week, it's not sponsored by Chipotle, make sure to put the comments in there. I'll also ask I'll put it in the community tab, questions and stuff for next week. So make sure to keep your eye out for that so you can, be featured next week. If you are an audio only listener, I appreciate it. But please make sure to give me a 5-star review, rating, all that stuff helps out a ton. Check out all the other videos on this platform. Again, I appreciate you all so much. I hope you have a great rest of the Monday. Happy Raw in Belgium Day. Maybe you'll be seeing me live streaming at 3 p.m. If you do, I'll see you there. If not, I'm going to see you all week anyways. So peace out.